back to Crawling with Dungeons. I'm Rob, and with me today is my wife, Sandra. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, so she is not familiar with Shadows of Brimstone. She has been doing some of these unboxing videos with me, but I have given her carte blanche to ask anything about the game. So anything, any questions she has, because again, she's not really a game player, but I wanted to get her input in this because I think it's fun, and we have a good time doing it. So, and she asked questions that any new person might ask. So, all right, so let's get started today. And today we got an enemy pack of Coffin Breakers. So what do you think of the art?
I love the art.
I do too.
Shadows of Brimstone. Actually, I like the fact that you put one of the large games behind you.
Yeah.
And it's one of the main features of our room. I really like the fact that each game almost is like a separate piece of game. That's why I don't understand this freaking game, because this looks like a pirate game. And the other one that we just did looked like some alien game, and then all of these look like some Western game. So I don't understand this game at all, but this one looks like some type of a pirate game that we should
Looks
be.
like a pirate game.
It looks like a pirate game that we should be playing.
Right.
So I don't understand anything about this right now, but I absolutely love the art.
Art is very cool. So these guys, you can see on the back too. That's what the models look like painted. Mm-hmm. So they've got like their shovels, the grave shovels, and they basically are undead who have taken their coffin lids off and use them as shields. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Coffin Breakers, smashing through their wooden coffins and digging their way back to the surface. Some undead nightmares refuse to stay in their graves. Known as Coffin Breakers, these skeletal fiends scratch and claw their way out of the rocky ground to bring death and destruction to the world of the living. Armed with rusted graveyard tools as weapons and splintered remains of their wooden coffins as shields, these deadly foes, once bandits and horse thieves in life, condemned to the grave for their crimes, now they have risen back from the dead, driven by the cold, unrelenting desire for revenge. And so what you get in this box is a rule book for these guys, 6 Coffin Breakers, 6 of the bases, 1 large record sheet, and 6 game cards.
Okay, I want you to paint this one. Like, I seriously want you to paint this one and get it all put together. You have a basement full of miniatures that are unpainted.
Okay.
And this one I want you to put together, because I love the idea of them using their coffin as shields.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for outing me. We all have piles of shame. That's what they call it.
Is it piles of shame?
Piles of shame, yeah. All right. So, let's go ahead and open the box. Let's see what we get.
I hope they're a good size. So
they're fairly good sized, I think.
I can actually see.
They're not huge, but yeah, they're fairly good sized. All right, so what you get in the box is you get the this stat sheet here, this information about them, which I guess is what they consider the rule book, the cards, the miniatures, and the bases.
Well, that's not a bad size.
That's what she said. All right, so new enemies. Let's see, Coffin Breakers.
That is what she said, isn't it?
Yeah. In addition, the Unearthed ability gives the Coffin Breakers group a valuable bonus each turn. With a burst of extra combat, better accuracy on their attacks, forming up into a shield wall to gain cover 4 up against any hits they would take, ignoring each hit on a d6 roll of 4 up before defense, or the ability to ignore a hero's defense on their rolls to hit of 6 up. Wow, these guys sound deadly. Okay, so yeah, the threat cards, the assembling your model. So there's the instructions. So it looks like you get bodies, and then you get different heads that you can choose from, and then you have
different heads are on here.
Yeah, they're on the yeah. See,
God, those are tiny.
I know they're little heads. Is that in focus?
Yeah, that's in focus.
Okay. Am I going the wrong way?
Those are seriously tiny.
Yeah, so you get the little heads. It looks like there's some extra parts too that go on the top of their coffin lids. So like a little cross and a little pennant kind of thing here. And then you will take their coffin lids, and you can see on the back that their arm is attached to the coffin lid. So you can pose them really well.
Oh, it gives you instructions on how to put it together.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never actually seen how you put these things together. This is kind of cool because we've been married 25 years and I've never known how you put this together. Well, there's instructions.
Yes, there are,
I just thought you knew how to put it together.
I do. I can figure it out without the instructions, but it's better to have the instructions. Better to have the instructions. Okay, so kind of like some of the other ones we've looked at here, you're just going to get the 6 basic cards for the low threat, medium threat, and high threat versions of these skeletons. Well, really not the versions. You get, it's less deadly. So you get a peril dice of these guys. So you roll one of these peril dice, which has a 6, a 5, 4, and a 3 all over it. There's nothing lower than a 3, so you're always guaranteed to get at least 3. So if I were to roll...
Say that again. That dice only has 3 on it?
Yeah, it has 3, 5, 4, and 6. It doesn't have a 1 and 2.
Okay.
So when you roll this, it just means that you're always going to get at least 3.
How does that dice...
Well, they can write anything they want to on it. So you would roll 1 peril dice for the low threat, or for the medium threat. You would roll a D3 plus 1. So you could get 2 for these.
Like they can write anything they want on it, Sandra.
Yeah.
Is there like 2 3s or something on it?
There might be, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't taken a look. So yeah, I think there are.
See, that's why I'm curious.
2 3s. There's a 3, 3, 4, 4, and a 5.
There's 2 3s.
And a 6.
There's 2 3s.
There's 2 3s and 2 4s.
See, I'm
and
curious
a 5 and
about
a 6.
the dice.
No, I agree. But it increases your chance. You're going to get a minimum of something when it comes up. All right, so let's look at their stats.
See, the odds of getting 3s are much higher.
When there's 2 of them. Yeah, it's at least doubles.
That's not fair.
Well, again, you don't want to just always be fighting one guy. It might not be that much of a challenge. All right, so Coffin Breakers. They're undead outlaws. Their initiative is 4. Their size is medium. Their abilities are Fear 2. At this, a hero starting their activation adjacent takes 2 horror hits. Grave Shovels. Coffin Breakers hits ignore armor, and heroes may not re-roll defense dice. All right. Coffin Shields. Immune to critical hits from ranged attacks and have a cover save of 4 up against explosives. Wow, these guys are tough, dude. Unearthed. At the start of each turn, roll a d6 for this enemy group's behavior until the end of the turn. On a 1, you get Dead Rage. It's +3 combat. Wow. 2 to 3 is skirmish, retargets and moves through other models. Melee to hit is a 3-up. 4 to 5 is a shield wall. While adjacent to another Coffin Breaker, gains 4-up cover. And then Coffin Smash. Coffin Breaker to hit rolls of 6, ignore defense. They move 5. The escape roll you need to get away from them is a 4-up. They don't have any ranged weapons. And then their melee to hit normally is a 4-up. But if you roll that 1 for the Dead Rage, it becomes a 3-up. And their combat is a 2. That means you roll 2 d6 for that. But if they have that, let's see, cover 3, where was it? Oh, no, Dead Rage is +3 combat. No, I got that mixed up. So the Dead Rage would add 3 dice. So they'd each be rolling 5 dice to hit you for that combat roll. And then their defense is a 5. Wow. The health is 2, though, and they're worth 25 XP. And then, of course, you have the elite chart if you run out of them because you've only got 6. And then if your heroes are higher level, there's some cards that will tell you to add an elite bonus on there. And then they have the brutal side. Everything goes up a little bit. And then sometimes their elite abilities go a little higher. But so what do you I know you like the models and the idea of the coffin lids. What is your impression of these guys?
Well, like I said, I think that I love the artwork of it. I really want to see them painted. But I think I say that for all your guys. I really want to see it painted.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of this Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of remind me of that. So
I've always really liked like skeletal warriors in a movie and things like that. So fighting these is pretty cool. Especially, if you got like, because there's other units that they have that are like undead like this too. Mm-hmm. Like the Conquistador version of the game has these undead conquistadors that were like stuck in the swamp. So they're all swampy and they've got conquistador armor. Those look awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the kind of enemies I like playing against. So
Yeah.
and again they're like horse thieves and cattle rustlers and things. So they're like Old West guys that were buried on Boot Hill and they climbed up out and grabbed their coffin lids.
See, I always think that like Army of the Dead, or I guess Coffin Breakers or something. I always think that they have like this interesting story behind them, because even though they're dead, they're fighting for. They're continuing to fight, so they're just really interesting characters. So
I agree.
To me, they're even more interesting than something like aliens or characters that are still alive. So they just got way more depth to them. So
I totally agree. When your guys, when the members of your posse die, because you can die in this game, you could even paint one of these guys up to look like a member of your posse that died, and have him come back as one of these guys. Or there's undead gunslingers and undead duelists and things that come back. So that's pretty cool too, because like you said, it could be like a backstory.
Yeah, and like what makes them continue to fight, even though they're dead, they're fighting for something.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's in this game. Typically, stuff is happening because of this substance called Darkstone. Darkstone is this. It's kind of like a mineral that they mine, but it's explosive. If you get too much of it together, it's explosive and it's got magical properties. So what this does is it opens up gateways to other worlds, and it raises the dead. You can use it in some of the weapons that you can get, so it can help you. You can mutate from it. Like some of my guys have already mutated. One's got a prehensile tail that he can hold a gun in. The other guy's got eye stalks. So
okay.
So you can mutate from it, but that can kill you too. Too much of a good thing, I guess.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, totally agree with
everything in moderation.
Exactly. Even mutation.
Even mutation in moderation.
I'm
gonna get that tattooed on me.
Mutation.
Mutation in moderation.
That seems like no regrets. That's a no regrets tattoo.
That's a no regrets.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this unboxing. We had a lot of fun. We hope you did too. Join us next time. Like and subscribe.